I'm here for all of the witches.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Shhhcrets. Before we get into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you like raw, unfiltered opinions and the kind of truth that makes folks squirm a little. So, let's talk about Emma Watson. She's one of those Harry Potter child actors who seemed so sweet and charming when we first met her on screen. Born into privilege, wealthy lawyer parents, access to private schooling, tutors, every advantage imaginable, she basically was Hermione Granger in real life. And as a kid, yeah, she was cute, she was likable, and I enjoyed her. But the truth, out of the main Harry Potter cast, Emma was never the strongest actor. Daniel Radcliffe carried himself better, Rupert Grint too. As an adult, the transition just didn't land for me. I didn't enjoy her later work at all. That live-action Beauty and the Beast was awful. And if we're being honest, she never reached the level of her peers. Think Emma Stone, Scarlett Johansson, those women who were locking down roles. Emma Watson knew her time as an actor was done. Instead of competing, she stepped away and rebranded herself as an activist. Now, here's the thing about Emma and celebrities like her that just makes my skin crawl. The grifting. The way they jump on whatever issue is trending, not out of conviction, but out of narcissism. They want to look current, relatable, applauded. But when you already have everything, fame, money, power, why are you so desperate to cling to relevance? That's not activism. That's ego. That's fraud. When MeToo kicked off, Emma was everywhere. Panels, red carpets, perfectly lit speeches about feminism, photo ops with leaders, the whole performance. UN Goodwill Ambassador, he for she, big titles, bigger stages. And look, I'm not anti-advocacy. I'm anti-cosplay. Because nothing screams, I understand working class women, like a multimillionaire, privately schooled actress who's never had a regular job explaining our reality to us. That's not solidarity, that's sermonizing. And she didn't stop at speeches. She started scripting the politics into the art. Beauty and the Beast gets tweaked so Belle is an inventor. Cute message, but also classic checkbox feminism, aesthetic empowerment over substance. Change a character's job title, sell it as revolution, roll credits. Meanwhile, in the real world, women are fighting for safety, fair play, basic dignity in spaces that actually matter. Sports, prisons, shelters, bathrooms, and the celebrity class keeps telling them to hush, smile, and clap for progress. Emma's political worldview? I support whatever is the new wave, whatsoever is current. Whatever's trending, she's trending harder. No nuance, no risk, no original thought, just a carousel of safe talking points delivered with that polished upper Brit snip that only happens when life has been easy mode from day one. It wasn't conviction, it was choreography. And choreography works until the music changes. It played well for a while. But 2025 rolls in and the wind shifts, and the issue that broke her? JK Rowling, the woman who made Emma's entire career possible. For years, Emma and JK were shoulder to shoulder on most LGBT notes, until the T questions became non-negotiable litmus tests. JK said, hold on, we need to talk about women's boundaries, language, and sport, and the internet pulled the fire alarm. Emma had a choice. Stand by the person who put her on, sit it out with dignity, or join the pile on. You already know which door she walked through. For years, Emma and Daniel Radcliffe sided against the very woman who gave them their careers, parroting whatever current thing the culture demanded. Rowling was vilified, condemned, called everything under the sun, while Emma stood front row in the mob, ready to throw stones. But now, the tide is shifting. People are beginning to admit Rowling had points worth discussing, especially about women's rights. People start admitting, even out loud, that maybe women's concerns aren't hate, maybe they're women's concerns. Suddenly, Emma realizes the ground moved under her heels. And on September 24th, there she is on Jay Shetty's On Purpose backtracking, saying she loves and supports Rowling and would always be open to talking with her. Oh, really? After all that? Oh, really? After 5 years of passive-aggressive distance and public shade? That's not reconciliation. That's rebranding, and branding melts under heat. If you're generous, you call it pragmatic. If you're honest, you call it what it is. Backpedaling. And the problem with backpedaling is that sometimes the person you've been stepping on turns around. And Rowling did. She finally laid it out. She said Emma and her co-stars had every right to embrace gender identity ideology and that she wouldn't want to see them threatened with violence or lose work over it. But she called out the arrogance of Watson and Radcliffe, assuming their Potter connection made them spokespeople for her world. Rowling hit harder by contrasting her own reality with Emma's. I wasn't a multimillionaire at 14. I lived in poverty while writing the book that made Emma famous. I therefore understand what the trashing of women's rights means to women and girls without her privileges. She reminded everyone that Emma's bathrooms come with bodyguards, that she'll likely never need a rape crisis center or a council pool changing room where protections matter most. Rowling even recalled Emma pouring petrol on the flames with her "I'm here for all the witches" BAFTA's jab.
I'm here for all of the witches.
Right in the middle of death threats against her, then slipping her a private note saying, "Sorry for what you're going through." That's not empathy. That's optics. And this is why Elvis Presley's line about politics sounds wiser and wiser as the years roll by. I'd just sooner keep my own personal views about that to myself, 'cause I'm just an entertainer, and I'd rather not say. A masterclass in humility. The same goes for Hillary Duff when she was asked who she was voting for during Bush's second run. She simply said, I don't really want to talk about who I'm voting for." Refreshing, wise, normal. Meanwhile, Emma Watson is the exact opposite. She's the prime example of a rich person who pretends to be just like us, while acting as if she's somehow more important. That's why Ricky Gervais's Golden Globe speech should be mandatory viewing for celebrities. If you win, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and F off. He flat out told them to close their mouths as much as possible. Because every time they speak on issues that aren't their discipline, what we see is narcissism masquerading as activism. And that's what I can't stand. You can support LGBT rights without selling out your convictions as a woman. That's coherent. What's incoherent is swallowing every new rule without debate, just to stay in the spotlight, and then flipping the script when the applause fades. To me, this isn't bravery, it isn't activism, it's cowardice wrapped in privilege, a fraud, and it's insulting to watch. Emma Watson's conduct in this whole saga is a perfect reminder. Don't look to celebrities for guidance, inspiration, or moral leadership. They're not role models. They're opportunists. Focus on your life, your values, your family, because if you follow theirs, you'll end up chasing smoke.